Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another layout with my October Clique Kit. And this is using mainly the Chamel's Glitter Girl collection. And so I am playing with this gorgeous diagonal today. And I had mentioned it in my unboxing video that I wanted to kind of take this and use it to create a diagonal layout using only half. So today I'm using the pink, kind of dark purplish, and the turquoise color. And I'm going to apply my adhesive just around the edges of that diagonal piece, and I'm just putting it on a piece of textured white cardstock. And the reason I'm putting it just around the edge is because I know that I want to do some hand stitching. And so I don't want to have to stitch through glue. So I am going to take my piercing tool and my piece of foam, and this is an Amy Tan tool I've had forever and ever. And I'm going to just punch holes. And pre-punching the holes when you do hand stitching is, to me, like the most important part. And so I slowed the video down a little bit because I've had a lot of people ask me how I do my very simple back stitch. And so I've taken just some white embroidery thread, and I always recommend starting in the middle of the layout rather than starting on the edge. So when you start on the edge, you end up with your knot in the back close to the edge of the paper, and then you have to find a way to make it not show. Whereas if you start in the middle of the paper, you don't run into that issue at all. The tail in the back just sits on the back side, and you can tape it down with washi if you want. But basically then you are just going through each consecutive hole from the back, and then rather than going forward with your stitches, you are going backwards. So you are always going back to meet the stitch that you made previously. And it's a very simple back stitch that I typically use with all of my stitching because it creates that really nice continuous line. And so I did that stitching detail along both edges of the turquoise and the pink blocks. And that's going to help tie the white in this layout together. So my background paper is white. I have some white cardstock behind this photo of my daughter. And so that stitching is going to tie those three things together. Then what I'm going to do is I want to create a really fun diagonal element. And so this is one of my favorite things to do on a page, is create this really bold, fun diagonal that goes right through the middle of my page. And so in the Glitter Girl collection and in the October Clique Kit, there are a lot of really gorgeous florals. And so there are some that are in the ephemera pack. And I've actually pulled all of the flower pieces here out of 2 ephemera packs. So you're going to see that I have 2 of each one of the pieces. And I'm going to put those on this dimensional foam adhesive. And so this is just stuff that I pick up at the dollar store. And so I'm cutting it up and placing it on those flowers because I know that I want them to be dimensional. So I want all of the ones that are made out of the ephemera pieces out of cardstock to stand up. And so the ones that I've clustered together, I have one of them on foam adhesive and one of them not. And the ones that are signal are on the foam adhesive. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to fill in the rest of my border with the stickers that came in the Glitter Girl sticker book. So there was an entire page that has stickers. And they're really cool because some of them are gold foil and some of them aren't. Some of them have that gold edging on them, and some of them have a white edging. And that's good because, like we said earlier, we're trying to tie these white elements together across the layout. And so having some stickers with that white border is going to help do that. But I don't want it to be so stark of a contrast that it really stands out too much. So that's where the gold foil part is nice because I can kind of break all of those up. So all I'm going to do is kind of tuck all of these in together. So I'm putting them underneath and around the stickers and die cuts that I already have, because I want one continuous line of florals that goes all the way from that top corner on the left down to the bottom corner on the right. And so I'm tucking in like some little leaves and varying the size of the different florals. So I have some bigger elements and some very small ones. I did end up pulling a second sheet of these just because I was needing so much to fill this entire diagonal. I also didn't include the ones that had red because there was no other red on my layout. So if you were creating a page like this, you wouldn't necessarily have to have 2 of the sticker book because there are more stickers on both sheets. I just chose not to include the ones that had the red detailing on them. So I'm just kind of making sure I have all my spaces filled in and I'm happy with how that looks. and it's very continuous, which is exactly what I wanted. And so I grabbed a couple of papers, and this is from the Glitter Girl 6x6 paper pad. This is also available in the Clique Kit store, so it doesn't come with the kit, but you can purchase it separately to go with your kit. And so I just wanted a few of these little strips of paper that I can put as like a shelf underneath my photo. And then I also want an element in that top right-hand corner that I can use for my title. So I'm going to layer up all 3 of these little pattern paper strips, and this is just kind of tying in all of the colors in the layout. So I'm going to layer them up first, and then I'm going to fit them underneath my photo and see if I want that shelf to be a little bit smaller, which I do. So I go ahead and kind of take those, and I do end up making them smaller. And then I'm going to carry that same design element over into that top corner where I want my title to be. So this picture of my daughter was taken here at a local, we have a Hawaiian cultural festival, and the thing that she picked out that she just had to have that day was this pink parasol. And she literally, this was like a few years ago, and this still sits in her room on top of her bed as one of her like favorite prized possessions. It has these beautiful floral details on it, so it worked perfect with the theme of the products I was using for this page as well. So that photo itself and that memory is very important to my daughter, and so this is definitely something that's going to go in her scrapbook. And I don't do a whole lot of journaling on this page because it is pretty self-explanatory of what is going on in the photo. And so I am putting that little element up there in the top, and then I've put my element down here on the bottom underneath my photo to act like this little shelf. And then I'm going to pull out my glitter foam thickers, and I think that I'm going to start with the word sparkle, and I start to take that off the sheet and decide that sparkle is probably just a little bit too long, and it doesn't really go with what I'm trying to say in the mood, like the feel of what I want this layout to be. So as I'm peeling that off, I decide, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab this one that says love instead. It's a lot better fit for the space that I have, but it also is going to go with the rest of my title. So something that I really enjoy doing is combining different alphabets to make up my title. And this particular kit is really good for that because there are 2 different kind of styles of text that you can include. So I am taking that extra sticker floral and I'm going to put it up there on that top edge to tie in that floral detailing. And then the bottom edge of it is going to go down with my photo, also running off the edge down there, because I do want to have just a little bit to tie those elements together. And then I am going to add just one more sticker on top of the photo because there wasn't a ton left of that little edging that I kept, and I really liked it, so I wanted it to be there. But I felt like I needed a little bit more of a floral element on top, so I did go back and add this extra little sticker just to kind of overlap and tie everything together with the florals. And then I'm going to go back to the sticker book, and in the sticker book is a pink block alphabet, and they're very tiny little pink letters. And I'm going to use that to finish off my title and just write out the word parasol. So the title of the layout is going to be Parasol Love. And that's basically going to do it. So I hope that you will try some hand stitching to make an impact on your layout or to create some division lines between sections on your layout. And that you will give this diagonal, big, bold, diagonal detailing idea a try. And we will be back and see you again soon. Bye!